The Algonquian are North American natives who were prominent along the Atlantic coast, as well as around the Great Lakes, such as the Ojibwe, Saultough, the Cree, Naskapi, and the Innu people. They believed in a mythical being known as the Wendigo, a cannibal monster or spirit that lived in the forests of eastern North America. The Wendigo, for all that we know, is simply a legend. But what if it wasn't? Today, Life's Biggest Questions asks, what if the Wendigo was real? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below a question you have always wanted to know the answer to. First, if you've never heard of the Wendigo, here's what you need to know. According to Algonquian legend, the Wendigo can appear as a horned monster that has some characteristics of a human. The Wendigo has the ability to possess human beings and turn them into cannibals, murderers, as well as cause them to have insatiable greed. Some indigenous people believe those who destroy the environment have been possessed by the Wendigo. In psychiatry, the term Wendigo Psychosis is a medical term used to refer to someone who has intense cravings for human flesh, as well as a fear of becoming a cannibal. There have even been people who have claimed to have been possessed by Wendigos. In 1878, a Cree man known as Swift Runner was suddenly overcome with the need to butcher his entire family. Following the death of his son, which was reportedly due to the harsh winter of 1878, Swift Runner consumed the remains of his wife and 5 remaining children. He confessed to the crime but blamed the murders he committed on the Wendigo. He was subsequently executed by the authorities at Fort Saskatchewan. Locals in Roseau, northern Minnesota claimed to have seen the Wendigo from 1800 to the 1920s. Each time, a death followed. So what does the Wendigo look like? Here's a description according to Basil Johnson, an Ojibwe scholar. The Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation, its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones. With its bones pushing outward against its skin, its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets, the Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean and suffering from suppurations of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption. Wendigos are also very large beings, giants, many times larger than humans. This is because whenever a Wendigo eats, it grows in proportion to the meal it just had. For this reason, Wendigos are never full. They are both gluttonous as well as extremely thin due to starvation. The idea of a Wendigo is similar to that of a zombie. So now that you know a bit about the Wendigo, let's talk about what would happen if it were a real being. Some tribes believe the Wendigo to be a real being, and they are so afraid of it that they perform ceremonial dances in times of famine or harsh winters. The dances remind people of the importance of cooperation and moderation, while at the same time reinforcing the threat of the Wendigo in their minds. It is believed that the myth of the Wendigo originated as a way to prevent those who were starving in times of famine from resorting to cannibalism. Put it this way, if the Wendigo was real, we would be pretty much screwed, especially those of us who love the outdoors. The Wendigo stalks its prey, lures them away from safety into the deep wilderness. It is even possible for the Wendigo to mimic human voices. Maybe it would mimic the voice of a loved one, lost in the woods screaming for help, and you would follow it to your demise. Once it possesses you, it slowly begins to infect you. It torments its victims with strange smells, nightmares, and a burning sensation throughout legs and feet. As a result of the burning sensation, victims strip down naked and run through the forest like madmen. If the Wendigo were real, there would undoubtedly be a ban on camping and hiking. We would never get to experience the beauty of mountainous areas or forests because those places are where the Wendigo lurks. Those who had been infected by the Wendigo would be left in the woods to live out their existence. Wooded areas would likely be fenced off or even burnt to a crisp, so there would be nowhere for the Wendigo to hide. What do you think would happen if the Wendigo was real? Let us know in the comments section. For now, I'm Charlotte Dobre and you've been watching Life's Biggest Questions. If you like this video, you'll love our playlist, Biggest What Ifs. Make sure you subscribe to notifications by clicking the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.